Yeah, this your boy Rich Notch.
And yo, I'm Brock Landers.
And this is Chop It Up Hip Hop. And today we in the Chop Shop, and this is episode 7.
Lucky 7.
Lucky 7. 7 represents whole, you know. And today we're going to be, the topic actually is sleepers. That's going to be the title of this episode, Sleepers.
Don't sleep on the sleepers, though.
Exactly. And we're going to be getting into the most slept on albums, most underrated albums, them albums that for whatever reason slipped through the crack of hip hop and it just didn't resonate with all the hip hop heads back then, or actually it's gonna refresh some of y'all memories.
Yeah, refresh.
Some of y'all might be like, oh yeah, I remember that before, you know.
Overlooked albums.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of great overlooked albums in hip hop that just didn't for some reason just didn't make its stamp in hip hop.
It could be the label, it could have been delays, it could have been the landscape, bootlegged.
Yeah.
A lot of factors, you know,
that
why.
could play into that. But we definitely gonna shine some light on what we feel is the most underrated and slept on albums, and then we're gonna also get into some slept on MCs. Top 5 slept on MCs that never get they just due, because the reason we came up with this episode, basically, real quick, is whenever we go online or anything, it's the same. They talk about the same albums, the same rappers. Yeah. Whenever you hear the top 5 or top 10, it's like, I get that. I respect the Illmatics, the Chronics, the Ready to Dies,
right,
the Infamous, the Doggy Styles. I respect all that, but it's a couple of albums that could have easily been on that list too with them.
Definitely. You know, like you said, it's just like there's a lot more to hip hop than Nas, Jay-Z, Big, and Pac. You know?
Well said.
And listen, I have nothing against them, obviously.
Oh, no, they're my favorites, but
we need to bring up, you know, other things. You know, a lot of these slept-on albums actually influence your favorite rapper, your favorite producer, your favorite album. You know, it's like these things need to get credit for the impact, influence they had that you probably may not even know about. Exactly,
in hip hop. So, but before we get into that, I'd just like to give a quick shout out to all our supporters and our people that's doing their thing too. Jiggy June with the Aso Day, Aso Day clothing line coming out soon. Get ready for that.
I want my hat.
Yeah, I want my hat. I want my dashiki. I want it all. Shout out to Far Rock Mills, Life Near the Beach, Volume 1, official album. Official, definitely surprised me in a good way, you know what I mean?
Yeah, go cop it. That's a slept-on joint right now.
Yeah. If you a hip-hop head and you want to hear some good hip-hop, check out Far Rock Mills, Life Near the Beach, Volume 1. We should be having him up here soon in the near future, you know what I mean? Shout out to my man Sammy, Get Fresh Sneakers. You know, the whole Get Fresh apparel, hoodies, sweats. You know, he's doing it all. Shout out to Pop. He doing the Get Fresh snapbacks too. Welcome Home Bash. He back in the studio, I heard. Do your thing. You know what I mean? Welcome back. Shout out to Radiant Amar. You know, and once again, he does everything. Like,
he's the master at everything.
Yeah. Photography. You want beats made, karate lessons.
Elite karate, man.
Elite karate, yeah.
Brooklyn.
Radiant Amar. You can check him out on IG. Shout out to Mr. Radio. He doing his thing with Arts and Rhyme, you know.
Arts and Rhymes app.
The Arts and Rhyme app. Check that out if you're a hip-hop head. Shout out to Tall Genius, you know, music producer / songwriter. That's my man with the fire beats. Shout out to Michael Elliott, songwriter / vocalist. He doing his thing. The next big R&B act out of Queens, out of New York, I should say. Yes, period. Sir. And who else?
Also, shout out to Bake What Your Mama Gave You. You know, got, you know, nice treats. Good baking skills over there.
Good baking skills.
Great.
Read between the lines. Read between the lines. Y'all know what we talk about. You know what I mean? Yeah. Shout out to Bake What Your Mama Gave You. And
also, before we get into the sleepers. Yeah. To all my producers out there, all my beat makers.
Tall Genius.
Yes, sir.
Young Crack.
Genius. Yes, Young Crack. Native Instruments just announced their brand new machine, the MK3. Looks pretty good. I saw some pictures. I was reading up on it. It has a built-in audio interface. A lot of people are happy about that. The pads are bigger pads, so you could, you know, do your finger drumming on there. It has a mic input, has a line in, line out input. 2 high-resolution screens, so you don't need a computer. You can do it right there. It's a USB power, and also you have a power for the wall unit or a power supply unit. It looks good. You know, right now it's early. Nobody really used it yet, but it's dropping October 5th, $600. I mean, come on. And Native Instruments, you know, track record's good. You know what I mean? Just because it's half the price of a MPC doesn't mean it's not just as good. As you all know, Machine been taking over the last few years. So, there it is. I can't wait to get my hands on it. I'm going to try it out. But
y'all definitely. Producers, y'all hear that, right?
Definitely.
You hear that? You know what I mean?
Check it out, man. I mean, it is what it is. So what we got going on?
All right. Notch. Yeah. We're going to, you know, the sleepers. So, like, before we get into, you know, we always got to hit y'all with the top 5, what we feel is our top 5 favorite slept on, overlooked, underrated, unappreciated albums in hip hop. But before we get into the top 5, we're going to just, you know, chop it up about a couple of other ones that was hot that could have easily made the top 5. Well, made my top 5, but they didn't. But you definitely need to check them out. Like, if you a hip hop head and you want to hear some good music, there's a couple of albums that you need to check out. And I'm gonna start it off with let me see. And let me see the first.
So just jump off on the jump.
Yeah, there's a jump off right here. Slept on Royal Flush, Ghetto Millionaire.
Ooh.
22 tracks. It came out in 1997, and I think it was a real good album, especially for its time. Like 97, a lot of good stuff came out in 97. Yes. So I could understand why it was overlooked. But that being said, Royal Flush Ghetto Millionaire album was hard.
Yeah, definitely.
It was a hard album. The standout tracks for me was Ice Down Medallions featuring Nori, Shines, Family Problems, What a Shame featuring Nori, and Worldwide. And that was the song where they was going at Dog Pound.
Yes, yeah.
Royal Flush was going at Dog Pound, holding down New York. You know?
Yes, I could see how that gets overlooked. Like, the landscape was crazy.
It was a crazy landscape. Yeah. 96, 97, a lot of good albums. But maybe the label, I don't know what label he was on. But check that out, Royal Flush, Ghetto Millionaire. Especially if you was one of them artists like into that whole like that Queens thing back in the 90s, you know, CNN, Nature, Tragedy, Mobb Deep, like Royal Flush, you would appreciate.
That Hood album, yeah.
Good album.
See, the thing is, a few albums break out, but hundreds, possibly thousands are overlooked. Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah. And the few that break out are the only ones that are talked about, which is a shame. Yeah, this is what we do. That's what we want. If you never heard it, check it out.
Shout out to Royal Flush.
Refresh your memory, man. Let's do it.
Queens.
All right.
Which one you got? Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Rod Digger's Harriet, Dirty Harriet.
Dirty Harriet.
Yo, that shit was hard.
I thought about that one too.
The song Straight Spittin'. They sampled somebody spitting.
Part 2. That was straight.
It was part 2?
Yeah, because part 1 I think was on the Flip Mode album.
Was it?
Yeah. Part 1 was on the Flip Mode. Part 2 was on Rod Digger album.
It was like, it had like the horror beat.
The sound effects, she went in too.
The song that she had with Rockwilder on the beat. What was the name of that song?
Who be writing rhymes all night? Rod Digger's in my rhymes.
That
tight.
One. Yeah.
Tight.
No, not Tight. That was the first single. This one was the second single. Yeah, Tight was hard. The second single. It had the dance track to it.
I don't remember, but her album was hard.
And then he had Flip Mode, the Imperial.
Yeah.
That was hard too. A Busta. But that was I don't remember any corny songs on that. And lyrically, she went in. She held her own. She had her own style. But she wasn't trying to be anybody else. You know what I mean? She didn't have to go out her way to prove, I write my own shit. Like, she was very original, especially in that time. But what was that, like 99?
Yeah, it's probably like around 99 that came out. Shout out to Rod Digger. That album was hard.
I'm really disappointed she didn't drop more albums. I thought she like had it in her like to be one of those artists that would just keep dropping like underground
I think she actually did.
She did?
She dropped 2 more albums, but yeah, I'm going to have to look at it. But they wasn't, to me, as hard as that first one. One of them I did hear. It was good, but yeah, she definitely.
I remember she was supposed to drop the second one called Harriet Thugman or something like that.
Yeah.
And did it never drop, or did independent? Yeah, I was like, All right, what the hell happened?
Yeah, definitely. All right. The next album that I'm gonna bring out that was overlooked is Sticky Fingers, Black Trash, the autobiography of Kirk Jones.
Yo, concept album. Was that Good Kid, Mad City before Good Kid, Mad City?
Yo, yeah.
Yo, think about it.
Yo, concept, yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah, think about it. From beginning to end, it was like us telling a story.
He's telling the story. Every song went into the next song when he went to court, when he robbed. It was really like a movie. It even started off like a movie. I think the intro was like, it does that movie theme. Like, that album was creative. It was lyrical. It had hard beats. Like, Sticky Fingers, and that was the only album, for what I know, the only solo album he dropped. It's like, why? I mean, I guess he started getting that Hollywood money, Hollywood checks, like, fuck rap, too many politics. But Sticky Fingers album, the autobiography of Kirk Jones, check it out. 20 tracks. It dropped in 2000. Oh. Once again, a lot of stuff was dropping around that time.
It had some good features, too.
Yeah, Eminem on there, Cannabis,
right?
Rod Digger.
Yeah, Redman on there?
Yeah, Redman was on the track when they was in court.
Right.
Like, check out that album. My standout tracks on that album is Money Talks featuring Raekwon. Why featuring Still Living. Let me see. X1, that was the X1 storytelling track. Why, that joint was hard. Oh My God, State verse Kirk Jones, that was featuring Cannabis, Rod Digger, Redman, and Superb. Superb was on there too.
Shit.
And What If I Was White, that was featuring Eminem.
Oh yeah.
But check out that album, Sticky Fingers. Yeah. Like I said, y'all might not like some of the artists we saying, but just check it out. Give it a chance.
I think what happened to that, I think that album kept getting delayed. And by the time it came out, I think it lost his sizzle. You know what I mean?
So?
I remember it kept getting delayed because at that time, people were waiting for a Sticky solo forever. And then when it finally was coming, I remember it definitely was, it kept getting delayed and delayed. So by the time it dropped, it was just like, the buzz was gone, I think. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
I think that's how I remember it.
Check out Sticky Fingers when y'all get a chance. What you got next?
All right, next, I'm going to go with, I know hip-hop heads I know about this are going to say that's not slept on, but people really don't know how good this album is, and I'm going to say Common's B. This was going to make my top 5.
It's on my top 5.
Oh, it is? Yo.
It's on my top 5.
Yo, this nothing wrong with this album.
Album is
production.
It's
you
a
know he got bars. I don't even have to explain it. Lyrically, it was a good album.
Blessed him with the production.
Yeah, it was like, to me, it was his best album. I loved his early work, but it wasn't touching this, son. I know people that love Common from the early days are gonna say I'm bugging, but I'm sorry. B was his best album in my opinion.
I had it in my top. I had it in my top 5.
You break it down. Stand out.
I had it.
That. What year?
11 songs. Only 11 songs. Mind you, Common always kept it. For all you rappers out there want to put 18, 23, 23 tracks, stop it. 11 songs. It came out in 2005. My standout tracks from the B album was B, the intro. Yeah. He went in. What was another one? The Corner. Go. Faithful. Testify. They Say featuring John Legend and Kanye. That was like my standout tracks. That album was, like you said, I don't know how it didn't make your top 5. I can't wait to hear your top 5. Don't tell me. But that definitely, B was in my top 5. I think that's very underrated, a very slept on album.
Right. Like how we're doing our top 5. Like right now we're just mentioning like overlooked or slept on albums. So when we do our top 5, it's pretty much we're saying these albums are just as good as the elite, the ones that I always brought up.
And B is
knocking on my top 5's door, but it didn't make it. But it's on your top 5 because it's nothing wrong with this album.
It should be amongst the elite. When you mention all them Nas classics or Jay classics or Kanye classics or whatever, you need to be mentioning Common's B album.
There we go.
Okay, next up, keep it rolling, keep it moving. I got Nature for All Seasons.
Yeah.
Oh, you laughing? Why are you laughing?
No, it's slept on.
It's slept on, right?
It's very slept on. I'm like, this is a song.
Yeah. We'll get to that soon. Nature for All Seasons was official.
The very first song, Man's World.
Yeah, that's what 13 tracks. It came out in 2000 also.
2000 was a good year.
Yeah, 2000.
Overlooked.
My standout tracks was Man's World, the first track with the James Brown sample. Yep. We Ain't Friends, hard track. They say he was talking about Nas, subliminal, whatever. Go Ahead, that was a hard track. Nature Shine, that was another hard track. And Young Love, that was a hard track. A little storytelling. Nah. Young Love. What's your problem with Young Love? Brock got a problem with Young Love. What's your problem?
It just
speak on it.
He's talking about. Ain't he talking about like bagging a chick, girl from school,
from high school?
He ain't that young when this album came out. He was probably in his mid to late 20s. And he's talking about getting like a 16-year-old.
He said he was out of school. He went to school to pick up, faking like an uncle.
I don't know.
He said it, faking like an uncle.
I can't bob my head to it and feel a certain way and not feel a certain way.
In my mind, this is how I looked at it. I like, Shorty got left back.
Yo.
She was legal.
Didn't say that.
She was legal. He ain't say it, but I'm pretty sure Nature wanted to say it. He just didn't get to say it.
So you should have said my young dumb love.
Yo. It's a hot song, man. Brock be analyzing stuff too much, man, but it does sound a little spooky. A little. It sounds a little suspect, but like I said, maybe she was left back. Maybe she, you know what I'm saying? Who knows? But yeah, the girl was in high school. He had another girl, the older lady. She came home. Check it out.
Right.
But Nature for all seasons.
You didn't say Ultimate High.
Oh, that's another standout track. There's a lot of songs on there. Ultimate High.
Was the song with Nori on there, or that was just a mixtape shit?
That was mixtape. He had a lot of good mixtape stuff. Nature was killing the mixtapes.
Oh, I remember.
That's on there. When niggas used to.
Great choice. I'm just, like I said,
let's go next.
I'm up. Next, Overlooked, Little C's, The Adventures of Caesar Leo. I like this album. Because he admitted that Big wrote all his shit. So you think, Big gone, album's not going to be good. Yo, he held his own in this album. He did. He really did. Production was all right. I'm not saying this one's with the elite. That's only for our top fives. So people at home, just don't get it twisted. But Chicken Head, that song is hard. Chicken Head, You Don't Want to Play Around, that was a hard song.
Yeah, that was hard.
The song with Jay, I'ma do my thing, I'ma do my thing. Yo, like, they had a lot of joints on this shit. The very first song, what was it called? Dangerous, where they were like, they flipped Busta Rhymes and stuff.
But do you think that was slept on Caesar Leo?
Yeah, for sure.
I think a lot of people, when it came out, I mean, the youngins now probably didn't, but when the Caesar Leo album dropped, because it still was that whole buzz around, like, Junior Mafia, even though Biggie passed, like.
I don't think, because I think his shit kept, him and Kim's second, well, his album and Kim's second album kept getting pushed back. And I think the buzz was, I don't know, when it came out, I know nobody was talking about it really.
Okay.
And what year was that? That had to been like 99, 2000?
I believe 99. Yeah, 99, 2000.
Yeah, people weren't checking for it, man. People were on some, damn, I'm trying to go back to my high school days where people listen to some corny shit. I tell you that. I used to argue with people in class all day about hip hop. But yes, Adventures of Caesar Leo, he held his own. Very good album, I thought.
All right. Next up, I'm gonna say Core Mega The Realness. It almost made my top 5 actually, but Core Mega The Realness, 14 tracks, dropped in 2001. Standout tracks is Thun and Kiko, featuring Prodigy. Are You My Nigga? Get Out My Way.
Yes.
They Force My Hand, featuring Tragedy.
That's my favorite joint.
And American Beauty. The joint was hard. That's like my standout tracks. The whole album was hard, but that's my standout tracks. Yeah. But yeah, Core Mega The Realness. And like you said, because I don't got the other Core Mega albums here, but you could actually, if you want to sum it up, Core Mega The Realness was slept on. What was the other one?
True Meaning. Legal Hustle. Even
The Testament. When the Testament came back out, the original. The Testament was hard.
Yeah.
So
take your pick.
Yeah, take your pick. Take your pick.
Core Mega got a slept on catalog.
Yeah, if I had to put it in an order, my personal favorite, even though I know Core Mega always saying the one that he got the True Meaning.
Right.
He makes it seem like that's the, I guess, his claim to fame album, his standout album. I'm gonna say The Realness #1. I'm gonna say True Meaning. That was called True Meaning, the other one, right? No, Legal Hustle.
Okay.
Yeah, Legal Hustle #2. And then I'm going to say Testament. Then I'm going to say
True Meaning.
Okay. All of them are good.
Yeah.
All of them are good, but that's just the way I'm gonna break it down. Like Cormega, he hasn't slept on catalog. Put it like that.
Yeah.
People sleep on his catalog.
American Beauty, that beat is. That's the beat when GQ was looking for Steel and Juice.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
The joint was hard, yeah.
Boom, boom. Hard.
Yeah, so, all right, what up? What you got next? Whatever.
Next. I am going with G-Dep, Child of the Ghetto. Now,
yeah,
people need to listen to this album because I know right now you're probably making a face like, what? Listen to the album. It's a good album. It's a good album. And standout joints was Every Day, where pretty much he's rhyming about him being a bum, being a loser. Child of the Ghetto song, standout.
Yeah, that's all.
Let me see. Hold on a second. Obviously, Let's Get It, featuring Diddy and Black Rob.
Classic.
Special Delivery was alright. It was a good
Single.
single.
That was a good joint
single
for the clubs. Skate Key. He used to be up in Skate Key rocking.
He has a weird style. I can see why. I'm not gonna go and argue with people if they didn't like him. Like his style was definitely different. He wasn't all lyrical, but I think he was bad either. Like he had his moments. He had a song with Rakim and Cool G Rap on there. I didn't like the beat, but Rakim and G Rap went in. What else we have here? Oh, Doe Fiend, when he sampled Rakim's Microphone Fiend, and he was just talking about how much he loved Doe and stuff. He had a lot of joints in here. It's All Over, featuring Carl Thomas. He had a lot of joints, man. And here's my theory, though. I got a theory.
Go ahead.
Now, tell me if I'm bugging, 'cause I know I think different.
Go ahead, speak on it.
All right, if you know the story about Puffy and Craig Mack, how they just didn't get along, and it just went sour. Like their whole deal went sour, and it's because Craig Mack didn't want to rhyme on like any beats Puffy supplied, especially the Flavor in Your Ear beat, his biggest hit. Craig Mack did not like that beat and did not want to write to that beat at all. Had a beat for months. Even Craig Mack's camp was trying to force him to do it. He wouldn't do it. Finally came around doing it, this and that. Well, and that became his biggest hit. But pretty much this. After that album, it was done. It just ended bad for them too. I feel like Puff, subconsciously or on purpose, I don't know, he tried to make G-Dep the next Craig Mack. Their style's kind of similar. And the style of music on this album, it sounds like what Puffy wanted to do with Craig Mack. Like he reminds you a lot of Craig Mack. And I don't know if Puffy did it on purpose, subconsciously, but I feel like to get that closure for the Craig Mack deal, he put out G-Dep.
But you think Puffy really cared all them years later? Craig Mack was what year? 94?
Well, that was his first signing on Bad Boy.
G-Dep was all the way 2000.
I know, but he probably, like, he that was his first sign in Bad Boy. He probably really thought that Craig Mack was going to be that star, like that guy, and he never got that star. And he probably heard G-Dep rap, or however G-Dep fell into his hands, he probably like, boom, that's Craig Mack right there. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. Maybe I'm bugging, but I want people to comment on that. I wish Diddy could hear this, and if he could clarify, like, yo, you're retarded. Hell
yeah,
no.
I think Puff gonna say he was not thinking about Craig Mack at all.
Yeah,
he had Biggie.
Well,
after Big,
I said though, like subconsciously though, he could have. You know what I mean?
I think that wasn't. I don't know. I don't think Puff would dwell on even subconsciously in his mind about Craig Mack getting another Craig Mack, or I don't know. I don't know, but that's a nice theory.
Who got the flame coming down but doesn't keep
That's a nice theory.
People think they fat, but they wasn't.
All right, so the next one I'm gonna bring up is J. Rue the Damager. Which one was this I brought up? This was actually The Sun Rises in the East. 13 tracks. 1994 was the year. You know, the standout tracks was The Original, You Can't Stop the Prophet, Ain't the Devil Happy, hard track. My Mind Spray, hard track. Come Clean, classic track. Wrath of the Math, hard track. And J. Rue Damager, I think he was definitely slept on as an artist, and his album was definitely slept on.
Yeah, for sure.
That album and his other album, actually the other album was, I think, Wrath of the Math. That was 15 tracks, and that was 1996. That was slept on too. With Black Cowboy, whatever, One Day, You Playing Yourself.
Yourself.
both of them J. Rue the Damager albums. Once again, if you a hip hop head, check it out. Like the beats was hard. He was spitting. Like it was a good album.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Never mentioned either. They never mentioned J. Rue the Damager, which is a shame.
All right, here's I got a slept one on.
What you got?
I have Foxy Brown, Broken Silence.
Ooh.
To me, that's her best album, her best work.
Ooh. Definitely her best album.
I think it was overlooked because at the time, I guess she just phased out. Nobody really wanted to pay attention. I don't know. Because the single she had was hard.
That was definitely her best album.
It was like nobody was feeling it, I guess. It just happens to people. Sometimes people just don't want to hear you no more, I guess. But album was hard. I mean, everything on Standout Joints was, I like 730.
Yeah. They say on 730, they say I spazzed out.
BK Anthem was hard.
That was hard. The joint with the reggae dude,
Spaga Benz.
That joint was hard.
Yeah. There was a lot of reggae Caribbean influence on this album too. Yeah. Like a lot of it.
I like the Candy song. It was commercial, but
Pharrell on the beat.
Candy.
Yeah,
Khalees.
That's what I'm saying. She had a Pharrell beat.
Yeah, the album was hot.
People just didn't want to hear it no more. I don't get it. But go back to it now. Listen to it.
Foxy, Broken
and it had
Silence.
a lot of tracks. And there was probably like 1 or 2 tracks on it, but the rest I thought were good.
Yeah, probably was like 3 tracks that I didn't care for.
But it was like it was a lot of tracks. It was like 1920 or some shit like that.
Definitely.
But to me, that was her best album, hands down.
Check it out. It wasn't Il Nana.
Il Nana,
Il Nana was
it
cool.
had singles, but it wasn't a hard album. You know what I mean? The singles were good, like what made it sell and shit. But I mean, it had some skippable joints.
Yeah, definitely did. Like, and the second album was that China White, China Doll. That was terrible.
Yeah,
with the total singles.
Yeah,
that was terrible.
That song was hard total.
Shout out to Foxy and Broken Silence. Definitely slept on album. Yep. Since we're on the female MC lane right now, we in that lane. I'm gonna bring up my next album. And I brought it up in the past. People say I always bring it up, but I don't care. I'm gonna shed light on it one way or another. Moni Love, Down to Earth. Damn right.
Yo.
Damn right. That album
is very overlooked.
That album was overlooked, slept on. She's another one that only made one album and just retired. Yeah. Like no more albums from Moni.
A lot of potential.
She had so much potential. She was cool. She down with Queen Latifah. You got Q-Tip in them back, and you was like tongues. She had so Native Tongues. She had so much potential. It had 18 tracks, a lot of tracks, but she pulled it off. It came out in 1990. Standout tracks was Moni in the middle.
Swiney.
It's a Shame. Swiney Swan. She going in on all you pork lovers out there, all you swan merchants. Just Don't Give a Damn. What she talk about, like she ain't getting back with dude. He was abusive, whatever. Like Read Between the Lines. Another hard track. It's like I don't understand why. Like I'm gonna bring it up again. Once we watch all these shows and listen to all these hip hop platforms, these so-called hip hop dudes that's supposed to know all this, these DJs, these rappers, when they all talk about like stuff from back in the days or classic stuff, like how can y'all not give props to these albums like these, to these type of artists, just because they ain't sell millions or whatever? Or like, I'm pretty sure you could ask Jay-Z to whoever, they know these albums, they know these artists.
Yeah, for sure.
They was listening, like, but Moni Love, check it out. Down to Earth, good album. What you got? What you got next?
Next, boom, 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 boom. I have, and to me, if people are gonna argue, to me it's their best album. I have Onyx, Shut 'Em Down, 1998.
Shut 'Em Down was a very good album.
A lot of tracks.
I think I like their second album the best.
Last Days.
I like Last Days.
See,
but Shut 'Em Down, I'm not.
But now there's gonna be people arguing with both of us because they'll say Back the Fuck Up is clear cut their best album.
I don't think it's their best album, but it's a hard album.
It's a hard album. They had a good.
Their first three, Their first three albums. I put that up on IG too. A couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Check me out on IG, by the way, Rich_Notch.
Yes, sir.
We had to plug it real quick.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I put that up. I like their first three albums was hard.
Yeah, for sure.
But Last Days was my, I think, personal favorite. But Shut 'Em Down was hard.
Shut 'Em Down. It had a lot of tracks, but it wasn't boring. Wasn't garbage.
Yeah, Veronica. That was my joint right there. The joint with 50.
Joint 50. React.
Yeah, React.
They had Shut 'Em Down. Both versions, original and remix.
Yeah.
To me, I like the original better because the beat was slightly better.
Sticky killed it.
Yeah, the beat was better than the original to me. Yeah. The remix still had pun and Nori. They went in. Everybody went in. I mean, what else? I mean, they had so many tracks. Street Ninjas was hard.
Yeah.
They had so many on that album.
Definitely a hard album.
That was 98, yeah, because that was during the Survival of the Illest tour. And
Yeah,
shit
I remember
like
that.
But that was, and like I said, I don't think that sold or had a buzz. But if you actually listen to it, you'd be like, yo, this shit is fucking really good album.
Check it out.
And the landscape at the time, too, it was 98, so, I mean.
Export back the streets
exactly,
around that time.
If you go listen to hard shit, you'll probably listen to X and not even worry about think about Onyx. You know, a lot of people like that's how far they'll go with the hard shit and listen to X and then
X and the
time,
Locks.
there's a lot of commercial shit, and so it was overlooked. So I think it was buried under X pretty much.
All right, that was a good one. Keep it moving on with the. I'm gonna bring up Talib Kweli and High Tech Revolutions Per Minute. 17 tracks. It dropped in 2010, I believe. My standout tracks was City Playgrounds, In This World, In the Red, Just Begun, featuring Jay Electronica and J. Cole and Mos Def. That joint was hard. Just listen to the lineup.
Yeah.
Just Begun was featuring Jay Electronica, J. Cole, and Mos Def. Joint was hard.
Jay Electronica, drop that album, please.
Yeah, please. And then another standout track was My Life. But yeah, Talib Kweli and High Tech Revolutions Per Minute. Check it out. It's a hard hip hop album. It's not gonna be for everybody. Like, cause y'all knuckleheads out there that only like to listen to one type of hip hop, y'all piss me off. So when I say certain things, you talk about that's that weirdo music or that weak. No. Like, expand your fucking mind. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, if all you want to listen to is street stuff, then you're an idiot. Like, if all you want to listen to is party stuff, you're an idiot. If all you want to listen to is conscious backpack stuff, you're still an idiot. Even though that's smart stuff, but hip hop is. You supposed to, if you're a true hip hop head, you're supposed to be able to listen and appreciate different forms of hip hop.
Right, embrace it all.
Yeah,
right.
embrace it all.
Except mumble rap.
Yeah, the mumble rap I just can't.
It's not hip hop to me.
I can't do it.
You got called something.
Yeah, it's not hip. Listen, this is all right. Get on the topic real quick. Mumble rap. If I don't understand, hip hop, you're supposed to be able to hear the MC, the rapper, the lyricist, even if they whack, even if they playing around. You're supposed to be able to hear clearly, and they're supposed to be able to articulate their words. You're supposed to be able to grasp what they're saying. You shouldn't have to bust blood out your ears to try to get what they're saying. Like, bust your eardrums damn near. Like, what did he say? Blah, 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 blah. Or you got to do some leaning drugs and you might understand. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. But anyway, let's not get off track. But yeah, so Talib album, check it out, whatever like that. If you're a fan of hip hop and you versatile with it, you're able to listen to different things and appreciate it in hip hop. What you got next?
So, I want to ask you this.
What up?
I don't want to blow up your top 5 if it's in your top 5. Yeah. You won't put Reflection Eternal as a sleeper? The first one? Talib and High Tech, the first one?
I like Revolutions Per Minute better.
You do? Do you?
Yeah,
shit!
I do.
That's what's up. See,
I do.
Because we listen. See, we don't go by what other people say or what you're supposed to say. Yeah. If that's what his ears like, that's what his ears like. You can't say nothing about it.
We listen. We just don't skim through it.
Yeah. There's people out there who will put rappers in their top 10 just because they feel like they have to say that. Yeah. Meanwhile, you could tell they never listen to their shit in their life.
Because it's the popular thing to say.
Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah. Moving on. What you got next?
See, now I'm getting to the nitty gritty where these could have been in my top 5. We're getting there. We are
never sleep because sleep is the cousin of death.
Right. All right. I got Cameron SDE, Sports, Drugs, Entertainment.
Hard. Cameron's best album.
Best album, in my opinion, without a doubt.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Standout tracks.
There's a lot of standout tracks.
Moving Weight, or was it Losing Weight with Prodigy?
Losing Weight. Prodigy.
The song with ODB.
Violence.
And how that song came about. ODB was just in the same studio, the same building. He heard the beat and just ran up in the studio. Was like, yo, I like this beat. I'm getting on it. They wasn't saying shit to him. What Means the World to You? I like that. They sampled the Police. Police is one of the most sample-heavy rock groups of all time. Great catalog. What else they had?
You gotta say the hardest track. The hardest track on there to me was
Let Me Know.
Nah, let me know it's hard.
Yeah,
The
let me
other
know it's
joint,
hard,
they wanna live my
Oh,
life
killer,
now. Killer. Yo, I don't understand why these cats sip daiquiris like it's all good down at the Hip Factory. Be on what he said, 50-something Street, whole clique backing me. All that click clackery, take your risk rapidly. I ain't a rapper, B. Yo, come on, man. Yeah, Cam.
Was hard. That was the hardest.
That's when Cam used to spit. And I know Rams is gonna listen to this. My man Rams, shout out to Rams. Rams talk about "Come Home with Me" was his best album. "Come Home with Me" was a real good album, but it wasn't better than SDE, Sex, Drugs, and Entertainment. That was Cam's best album. That's when Cam still was spitting hard.
Yeah, even the title track was hard when he sampled Biggie.
Yeah.
You got a wicked jump shot. You slinging crack rock.
Yeah.
That was a hard shit.
I'm nice. The last joint, fuck you joint, fuck you.
Wait,
remember that?
Wasn't "Fuck You" his first album?
That was on the first and second. He did it on SDE again.
Did he? Oh shit.
He did. This time I'm gonna start the album off with that.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh man, SDE. That was a good one.
Yeah.
All right. Next album I'm gonna say is Little Brother, The Minstrel Show.
Oh man.
Now, this was going to be on my top 5 too. This was very difficult for me not to put it on my top 5. Like, this was a hard one. But
shout out to Ninth Wonder.
Yeah, The Minstrel Show. Now, for those who don't know about Little Brother or Ninth Wonder, this is a perfect opportunity for y'all to sit down and listen. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. Little Brother, The Minstrel Show, 17 tracks. It dropped, I think, in 2005. Standout tracks: Beautiful Morning, Not Enough, Slow It Down, Say It Again, Loving It, All For You, Still Lives Through, and We Got It Now. Like, Little Brother, The Minstrel Show, I'm not going to even get into it too much. Listen to it. Tell me what y'all think.
Another album with a lot of tracks and
great production, great feel. Great feel to it. Like, that's Little Brother's best track.
Good for your mind.
Shout out to Fonte and was it Big Pool? Big Pool, yeah. Carolina. All right, what you got?
Shout out to Carolina. Word. Next. To me, this group don't get mentioned enough, even though real hip hop heads would mention it. But I don't know. Like we said, we hear the same names all the time. Mm-hmm. So I'm picking their best album. I'm bringing up De La Soul, Stakes Is High album. This could have been in my elite list, but it didn't make it.
I actually think that gets mentioned a lot amongst the hip hop heads.
I feel like De La don't get the credit they deserve, and to me, this is my favorite De La album. This is mine.
De La Soul Is Dead is my favorite De La album.
Yeah, I know
that don't get mentioned. Yeah. De La Soul Is Dead is classic.
The standout tracks was, obviously Stakes Is High. Like the whole album was hard. Maybe I'm reaching here. Maybe it isn't slept on or overlooked.
I don't think it's slept. It gets mentioned. See, when I think of slept on, I think of like even slept on with the hip hop heads. Like, right, I could be talking to a fellow hip hop head, and some of these albums we mentioned, they're not gonna bring up. They're not gonna bring up Little Brother Minstrel Show. Right. Stakes Is High. That might get thrown.
You're right. So. I was reaching for that. I was just trying to get my De La plug in there.
Yeah.
Right, so we're gonna take that one. What do you got?
I got Nikki D. Her first album, I forgot the name. Well, I guess that's the only album, Nikki D. She had 13 tracks. Came out in 91. Standout tracks: Daddy's Little Girl, Hang On Kid. She had a bunch of other tracks where she's talking about stuff. She was almost like like the Moni Love album, Down to Earth. But Nikki D never gets mentioned, and that was a really, really good album. Now, you might listen to it now. It sounds a little outdated, the production, of course, because it came out in 91.
Yeah.
But listen to how she spit and listen to what she's talking about. Nikki D.
Another one with
the original Nikki.
A lot of potential.
Yes, she had a lot of potential. The first Nikki D. All right.
Where was she from?
That's a good question.
You gotta look into. I don't even remember.
All right, what you got next?
Next, I have. This is actually my last mention.
Okay.
And I got Beanie Sigel, The Becoming. Is that The Becoming? That album is hard.
I think a lot of people know about that though too.
Nah, son, that shit is that shit was flawless. I'm gonna say, in my opinion.
I love it. I think it's
lyrically, he was going in. The production was tight. One shot deal with Redman. They were spitting. I Could Feel It in the Air. Great song. Great beat. Shout out. Rest in peace, Heavy D on the beat.
I think the other album was slept on more than that.
The Reason.
The Reason, that was hard. So?
But The Becoming was way better than me.
Nah, Becoming was better, but I think a lot of people knew about that.
Well, I have this on my list because I was gonna have it in my top 5, but it didn't make it. So, but this album,
I think the average cat you ask that might not even be a hip hop head like that, because he still was part of the whole Rockefeller thing. So they knew about it, even if they sell like that.
I think this album dropped when they were kind of on the outs, and he was in and out of jail, so his buzz was gone.
But he still was popular.
This shit got delayed a few times and all that.
Certain people I know that I wouldn't even call them like real hip hop heads like that. Bring up that album.
The song with Bun B, Purple Rain. Oh my god. I think Ghost rapped in that same beat on the Supreme Clientele album, the UK version.
That was a hard album.
What else on that album? Like there was a lot of joints on there.
That was a hard album.
Yeah, I'm putting that sleep. I don't feel like that's mentioned enough.
It's definitely not mentioned enough.
It probably sold the least too. That's another thing. Like people overlook that shit. It wasn't. I don't think it was selling.
Probably not.
All right.
All right. My next up mention is Corrupt. The Streets is a Mother. Nobody talks about that when you talk about hard West Coast albums. Hard albums, period. But when they talk about the West Coast albums, they never really bring up Corrupt. The Streets is a Mother. 18 tracks. Standout tracks for me was I Call Shots, Trilogy, The Streets is a Mother, Girls All Pause, Live on the Mic featuring KRS, and Calling Out Names when he was just going in on dudes, whatever, battle rap joint. But yeah, Corrupt. The Streets is a Mother was a, if you like that West Coast feel and everything, that was one of the hard West Coast albums.
That was
with the West Coast feel.
Lyrically was great, production was great, the whole concept. The Streets is a Mother is probably my favorite song on that album. The title track. Yeah. Great album. Corrupt is a slept on MC too. His first album was good. This though was just bananas. And this came, you know what? I think this was overlooked because of the landscape. And I remember this dropping around the same time as Volume 3. DMX's and there was X, and then there was X. It came out like the same weeks, like it was like around the same time.
Much, yeah,
it shit just got swallowed. That was 2001, right? It dropped.
I believe so.
It got completely swallowed. There was like no chance. And whatever label he was on, they didn't push it. He had something good here. They should have pushed it harder if they really wanted to. He had something on his hands. This was a great album.
Nah, he definitely.
It's actually in my top 5.
It is?
Yes, it is.
Top 5. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I don't. Well, see now. All right. Well, we'll get to that because I don't think it should be on top 5 mention amongst the elite. I think it's a good one to check out. But mention. You putting that it should have been mentioned amongst the
up there. Body of work,
elite, especially the stuff that came out that year. Some good stuff came out that year.
Yeah, but the body of work is, and it still lives to this day.
Yeah. All right, so I got about 2 left. Well, I'm gonna just put these 2 right here together, and I'm gonna go into Common's "Finding Forever," 2007, sure. 12 songs. See, once again, Common keeps it nice and short. I hope y'all listening to this. Some of y'all artists out there, you don't have to come out with 18, 21 tracks to try to think you're doing an ill album. You could keep it nice to 10, 11, 12, and keep it simple. Know what I mean? So Common's "Finding Forever." My standout tracks on there was "The People," "Driving Me Wild," "Southside" featuring Kanye, "You Black Maybe," "Break My Heart," and "Forever Begins."
Yes, sir.
And I'm also throwing Common the "Dreamer," the "Believer" album.
Phenomenal.
12 songs. See, once again, 12 songs. Came out in 2011.
Take notes,
y'all. The "Dreamer" was my standout track. "Ghetto Dreams" featuring Nas, "Blue Sky," "Sweet" when he was going at Drake, "Lovin' I Lost," and "Celebrate." That's like my standout tracks on that album. But Common, we're gonna get into that on the future episode, like
yes.
Catalog Kings. I
like that Catalog Kings.
Yeah, he's one of the Catalog Kings. His catalog stands out. Yeah, he got a solid catalog. But yeah, it was Common "Finding Forever" album and the "Dreamer," the "Believer" album. Check it out. And my last but not least honorable mention is Busta Rhymes' The Big Bang album.
Wow.
The Big Bang. 15 songs, dropped in 2006. My standout tracks is Get You Some featuring Marsha from Flowetry and Q-Tip. New York Shit featuring Swiss Beats. Been Through the Storm featuring Stevie Wonder. In the Ghetto featuring Rick James. You Can't Hold the Torch. I think that's featuring Q-Tip too.
Yes.
And my favorite track on the album, my personal favorite track on that album is They're Out to Get Me.
Yo.
Listen to it. When he breaks it down, the fake friends and stuff. Yo, now I had a
that
debate.
could be knocking on Elite's door.
Yeah, this was a tough one too. This Little Brothers and Core Maker the Realness was 3 ones that was real tough for me and sticky a little bit to put on my top 5. And this Busta album, I know it's slept on for one reason. A lot of people didn't check it out because, my personal opinion, the singles was trash.
Yeah, I think so too.
Now, clear that out your mind, people, because y'all might remember what album I'm talking about and be like, no, he had that touch it, feel it, and whatever. Then he had that other corny shit with Khalid. Is that my bitch? Is that my bitch? I love my bitch. With Will I Am on a hook. Horrible. So y'all might think like, nah, that album wasn't like he's saying it is. Believe me, take them songs off, them 2 songs and the song with Missy on there, that was terrible.
Yeah.
It's 3 terrible songs on there. After that, great album.
It's like, what I didn't get, I guess he came out those singles because he felt like he needed to sell records.
Trying to sell.
But the thing was, you didn't need that. Everybody knew you were on Aftermath and you had Dr. Dre on some production. That's your selling point.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to have.
Then later on, he tried to come out with the Rick James.
Will I Am beat. Yeah. Listen, I respect Will I Am as a producer, but that did not go with the rest of the album. It just, they sounded so gone from the theme of the album. Like, there was no point in making I Love My Bitch.
Try to make a club joint, touch it.
You could have made any other song singles and then people would have felt it. But like you said, the 3 singles he put out were pretty trash and nobody even gave it a chance. He put out videos for
Rick James,
but it was too late.
It was
like
too
the
late.
4th or
Yeah.
5th single.
The New York joint too.
It
was Swizz put out a video.
It was already too late. People gave up.
But
those should have been his first singles.
Yeah, check out that out. And that last song was hard too. What was it called?
Shoveling
with the shovel. Yeah, like
the grave.
The dead. I forgot the name of it.
Yeah, produced by Dr. Dre.
Yeah, listen.
Cocaina.
I know. I had debates with people who try to tell me, "Oh, I'm bugging because I said this is Busta's best album." They saying the other albums with the big singles, which I get. What was the album he came with? We had the crazy videos for. Put Your Hands on My Eyes Can See. The other one where he's he's the white guy.
When Disaster Strikes.
When Disaster Strikes. I get it. But I guarantee you, listen to The Big Bang. It's not better than the Big Bang album. This was the only album where he had this song he talked about like his parents, where he's from. It's like more concept, personal. Yeah, it was lyrical. Yo, to me, this is Busta's best album. He made good albums. Like I like the Anarchy album. His first album was good too. Yeah. But to me, this is the best album. This was slept on. I put Jiggy June onto it. He was like, "Yo, if you would have never brought that up, I would have never even checked out the album." And he liked it. So that's it of the audible mentions. I hope we helped a lot of y'all out that be looking for good music or be like, "Damn, I ain't hear nothing good in a while." And this would be new to y'all basically if you ain't hear it.
Right.
So now let's get into the top 5.
All right.
Top 5. The 5 that should have been mentioned amongst all of the other ones. The Blueprints, the Infamous, the documentary, the Get Rich, the what's Eminem joint, his biggest album,
the Marshall Mathers LP. I disagree, but
let's get into the Kanye albums. Let's get into the albums we feel should have been mentioned amongst the elites.
Regardless of what happened.
The Cuban links.
Why it was overlooked, why it just, I don't know, why it slept on.
Okay.
You want to start off or you want me to kick it off?
I'll start off with my 5. It's real simple. Shit. All right. In no order. You know, we don't do the whole particular order because that'll bust my brain if I'm trying to put it in order.
I'm actually gonna try to do that.
Oh, all right. I didn't put it in order, y'all.
I'm gonna try.
I'm just putting my top 5 that if you don't know, you better ask somebody. Like Martin used to say, you better ask somebody. If you don't know, I'm telling you.
Yep.
Number 1, no order for me. Ghostface Killer, Big Doe Rehab. The Big Doe Rehab is never mentioned. And
No.
to me, that is not only easily Ghostface's top 3 out of his whole catalog, I put it in the top 3, along with Iron Man, Supreme Clientele.
Catalog King, by the way.
Another catalog king, Ghostface. Shout out to Tony Starks.
Yes.
Yo, the Big Doe Rehab, 16 tracks, came out in 2007.
Let's go.
Standout tracks, Yolanda's House, Walk Around, I'll Die For You, Paisley Darts, Slow Down featuring Chrisette Michelle, The Prayer, which was like an interlude featuring Ox, where the guy just, you could feel that joint.
Yeah.
The Prayer, I listened to that joint like 10 times in a row when I first heard it.
Yeah, me too.
And you hear him beating his chest, like he was,
Try
man.
Me home.
Yeah, you could like feel that. Yo, Ghostface, he had the joint with Sigel. That joint was hard too. The joint with Sigel. Yo, Ghostface, the Big Doe Rehab. It definitely should be mentioned. I don't care what came out in 2007. This should have been on definitely top 5 of 2007. It probably wasn't, because I don't know what exactly came out in that year.
Yeah.
But Ghostface, the Big Doe Rehab. Please believe me, you will not be disappointed, even if you ain't a Ghostface fan like that.
Definitely.
Number 2, I'm gonna say, I said Common's B. That was my number 2.
Okay. All right.
Common's B album. That was my number 2. We already broke that down. Flawless, 11 songs. Like, yo, Common B, his best album, Catalog King. And as y'all all know, I love catalogs. I'm a big catalog dude. I can't give dudes props that don't have catalogs.
That's what it's about. That's what it should be
about.
about.
But a lot of people be giving people props and their catalogs be real suspect.
That's what it should be about, the album.
Catalog.
Whatever.
Yeah, body of work. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Number 3, I have Helter Skelter Nocturnal, 1996. I think I told the story before to Brock. I don't know if I told it on the podcast before, but real quick, I got the opportunity to run into Sean Price, and I chopped it up with him before he passed, rest in peace. And I told him, like, I don't know why they don't mention this album. I don't know why when they talk about all the great albums that dropped in 96, and it like brought a smile to his face. And he's like, yo, I don't know either. And he's like, yo, I don't know. He said, you tell me. I was like, shit, I'm asking you. I was like, he said, yo, I have no idea. And I told him, I'm glad I told him, because he respected it, gave me a pound. I was like, yo, Helter Skelter Nocturnal was classic.
Fucking album.
Classic. And they don't mention it. Like, classic. To me, truthfully, that's the best, my favorite boot camp album out of all the boot camp albums.
That's mine too.
Yeah, Helter Skelter Nocturnal.
Yeah.
My standout tracks was Understand, the song Sean Price, the song Clans Posse Cruising Clicks, The Square, La Fleur, La Fly, Esco Sky, Operation Lockdown. You know,
Here we come.
The album,
the first song,
intro,
the way the album starts off. That's one of the best intros ever. Put that up with DMX's intro.
That's another future episode, by the way. Yeah. We're gonna talk about the best intros or the best tracks to start off an album. Because truth be told, that has a lot to do with making a good album. The way you set up the intro to the outro, the way you believe me, it's a science behind that. Don't think it ain't. Jay, believe me, you see a lot of Jay albums, the intro, that first track, Jay had a hard one. Yeah, DMX too. Like, but yeah, okay. So that was number 3, right? All right, number 4, Smith & Wesson. We still in boot camp mode. Smith & Wesson, The Shining.
Oh, fuck.
Nobody mentions The Shining.
They don't bring it up.
Nobody.
Only real hip-hop heads
will bring up The Shining.
Bring it up.
16 songs, 95 it came out. My standout tracks, One Time, Soundboy Burial, KIM, Bucktown, Stand Strong, Let's Get It On. Like,
shouts to them.
Smith & Wesson, The Shining was like that perfect, dark, hoodie, grimy Brooklyn, smoked out album. Like, it had the perfect feel to it.
Even though it was like a street album, it had a good feel.
It had a good feel.
It wasn't like dark. It was like just a good street
good album. So, you know? Shout out to the Recognized remix wasn't on there, but I always loved the Recognized remix where they had the video for it. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's number 4. And number 5, to round off my top 5 most slept on, unappreciated, underrated albums, overlooked, whatever you want to call it, is Styles P, A Gangster and a Gentleman.
Ooh,
hard album. I have that put that in my top 5. I actually listened to it again. I was like, yo, that album
was
hard. Styles P and Extraordinary Gangster was hard too.
To me, out of the locks, he has the best catalog.
Oh, without a doubt.
He's the ghost face of the locks. Put it like that.
Without a doubt. Everybody want to give Kiss all the props and everything. No disrespect to Kiss, but your catalog is not touching Styles' catalog, and not for nothing. I think Styles is just as nice as Kiss, or if you want to give Kiss the edge a little bit, you can give him the edge maybe slightly lyrically, but Styles is no slouch. He's no slouch when it comes to the bars. Like,
he talks about shit too. That's what Styles here. He talks about issues.
Yeah, he talks about like real stuff.
Unapologetic. Like,
he doesn't try to go for the commercial single like Kiss tried a lot of times. To me, what hindered his career as far as albums go. And I like Kiss, but album wise, Styles. Styles.
Like
Gangsta and the Gentleman.
Right,
that's my top 5. So real quick, make sure y'all check these out. Number 1, Ghostface, The Big Doe Rehab. Number 2, Common B album. Number 3, Helter Skelter Nocturnal. Number 4, Smith & Wesson The Shining. And number 5, Styles P, A Gangsta and a Gentleman.
That's a nice dropping gems on this
overlooked albums, yeah.
Dropping some fucking gems.
Y'all can thank us later too. we blessing some of y'all out there that want to hear some good stuff. So
all right, I'm going with my top 5.
Rock's top 5.
To me, my top 5, like I said, I feel like the body of work is top notch, and these are freaking overlooked, which is a shame. But I feel like the body of work could compare to any of the famous ones. It might not be as popular or sold as much, but body of work. We're talking about the music, the body of work.
Yes.
Should be mentioned.
Yes.
And here we go. I'm going to try to do this in a specific order. All right? You ready? Number 5. I'm going with Black Sheep or Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. From the beginning to the end, pure fire. Pure fire. If you guys don't remember, if you guys see, a lot of people think of them just think of The Choice Is Yours. They had hits, and the album joints are hard. They had The Choice Is Yours, Flavor of the Month, Similac Child, Strobe Light Honey, Son.
Strobe Light. They had a video for that too.
And what I liked about it too is like the very first song on the album. Dres was just spitting like crazy, like he was a murderer, beating up his sister, killing his sister, like all kinds of crazy, like ignorant shit. And then like all of a sudden, like somebody's like, "Yo, wake up!" And he's like, "Oh," he wakes up, like, "Yo, what's wrong?" He's like, "I just had a nightmare. I had a dream." He goes, "Dream about what, son?" "I had a dream that I was hard. Yo, son, that shit was crazy, son. I like that. He was pretty much dissing all the rappers, like, "I shoot my mom, kill my brother, this and that." He was like making fun of it, and it was hard. Then he had this song with the freestyle where somebody's doing the beatbox and Dres was just spitting. And then Ludacris did on his first album called Mouth the North. I'm pretty sure he listened to the Black Sheep to get that idea. To me, I know they dropped the EP after this one. I don't know why they didn't drop anything really after this. They had all potential in the world, but they had 4 hot singles. Album is hard. Not one corny song, in my opinion.
Okay.
Very talented, part of native tongues. I don't know what happened, but it just fizzled out. And I think this album was popular in 91. You know, when it was out, people were talking about it, but I haven't heard about it since. Nobody ever brings this up. Every time you hear about Black Sheep, they bring up The Choice Is Yours. That's it. Like, that's the only thing they ever had. Maybe
Flavor though.
And The Choice Is Yours. The version everybody knows is actually the remix. It's not even the original. On the album, there's the remix and the original. The visual version was the remix.
Okay.
But I feel like they're overlooked in that sense. All right.
All right. What's your next one?
Number 4. Black Rob Life Story. Solid album, man. Another one. I don't know what some of these one album wonders. All of a sudden, he wasn't the most lyrical guy, but he had something. And this album was great. Life Story, standout tracks. I Dare You.
I agree with you. I don't think it should be in the top 5, but
no?
that's just my opinion. I don't feel it should be in the top 5 mentioned. Amongst the.
I think there was 2 songs I didn't like.
You could have put that in your honorable mentions. That is never mentioned.
I really think this is up there. When this shit came out, I was rocking it heavy. Whoa, of course. I Dare You. Even Dami Spaccio was hard with Lil' Kim. what was the other joint?
The joint with Jennifer Lopez. I
like that. A lot of people didn't like that when it was out. I thought the beat was hard. The bass line, boom, 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 boom.
So I got to hear the rest. All right, next. What's the next one? Because what's the next one? Number 3.
But great from 1 to whatever. All right, that was number 4, right? Yeah. Number 3.
I'm pretty sure you got some honorable mentions that could have been over Black Rob. But go ahead.
Nah, well, I guess you could say that Beanie Sigel Becoming or something. You would say.
Yes, but go ahead.
I'm telling you, this Black Rob joint.
Better than Becoming?
Good question. Hold on 1 second.
Better than SDE? You put SDE in your honorable mention.
I
Black Rob is better than SDE?
I like Black Rob better than SDE. Yeah,
wow, okay.
I did.
Okay.
I did. Okay, number 3.
Yeah. You
can't go wrong. You got a top 3 beat maker of all time with an album full of the greatest MCs of all time. I got Pete Rock's Soul Survivor. Number 1 to the end, banger, production. And like I said, somebody in this culture is on this album. The song, The Game with Prodigy, Raekwon, Ghost, standout joint. They all went in. And that even Ghostface, even though he was in a Supreme Clientele spitting the style, but he was just like abstract with it, still went in. The first song, True Master, with Corrupt and Inspector Deck.
Hard.
Strange Fruit.
Hard.
Yo, like I could keep naming Time. Yo.
That was a hard album.
So Method Man. Like every song was hard in this fucking album.
Shout out to Pete Rock.
This album never gets mentioned in I don't know any circle. I listen to this album to this day at least twice a month.
See, I didn't even think of mentioning something like an album like that. I was thinking more like artists,
solo artists.
Yeah, because now you mentioned that, I'm thinking like Static Selector joint.
Static got a lot of them.
The one, the Ninth Wonder Years. I could think of like people as producers that.
Great albums, but I don't think any of them are seeing this.
No,
I think this kind of birthed those albums.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Like, you know what I mean?
Without a doubt.
This Pete Rock is just...
All right, what's your next one? Let's go. What's the next one?
We're going to speed it up. Boom, 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 boom,
that was
boom.
What, number 3, right?
Number 2.
Number 2 now? What is it?
I got Corrupt Streets of Mother. We already broke that down.
Streets of Mother, okay.
I feel like this. I know how you're saying that it's not elite with the elite albums. I will say this, though. It should be mentioned with the elite West Coast albums.
That's what I said.
Without a doubt.
West Coast, without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. And now my number 1.
Uno.
I guess this was like a 6-year delay on this album. Fizzled out. The buzz was gone. Plus what he was talking about. Labels ain't pushing it. This is criminally overlooked. Saigon, the greatest story never told. My number 1.
Hold on. I'm a fan of that album, but you put in that number 1?
Number 1.
And you said you put yours in order?
Yeah, this is my number 1.
Wow.
Number 1.
Shout out to Sigel. I love that album.
Lyrically.
But I don't know.
Now, look, I feel like this. If that album came out today, it'll probably have more of a good reception to it just because of J. Cole and Kendrick.
Because what they talking about, yeah.
He did this before them, and it was just like, I know the album kept getting delayed because the label didn't want to put it out because of shit he was speaking. It was like 6 years it was delayed. So by the time it came out, nobody even gave a fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He had Just Blaze as a backing. If it would have came out when it was supposed to, when Just Blaze was like at the top of his game, it probably would have had a little more movement to it. But from start to finish, it's a good album. Standout tracks, the title track, Greatest Story Never Told. The song he's rhyming like the streets is his friend. With friends like you, who needs enemies?
Yeah.
I think had a part 2.
Yeah.
Preacher. He's talking about the corrupt preacher.
Oh, the corrupt preacher.
Yo, son. Yeah. The song with Faith Evans. What was the name of that song?
The album was official.
Yo,
the album was
the song
definitely
with Bone
official.
Thugs.
Definitely slept on.
The song with the T-Pain sound like in the hook. They got you working 2 jobs trying to make it. Yo. You Gotta Believe It. That was the name of the song. Every song. The very first song with Fat Man Scoop and Q-Tip, where he's rhyming like Jail's the Club.
Yeah.
So I could go on. Bring Me Down. This shit had joints. And even the first single to me was pretty good. I don't even have to mention that. The single with Swiss Beats on the hook.
I forgot the name of it.
Yeah, and Jay-Z was on it.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah. Come On Baby. That's the name of it.
Yeah.
This should be up there with the legends. Like when people bring up maybe like a PE, this should be right there with it. This should be up there with a lot of classic joints. Body of work, one to the end, solid.
Definitely a slept on album. I'd give you that.
I'm putting it.
Can I put it number one? Yeah, I don't know because a couple of things you mentioned in your honorable mentions, a couple of things I mentioned in my honorable mentions. I could put over that. Common B, I could put over that. But Dreamer and Believer, I could put over that.
To me, Common's that album actually went gold, so it wasn't that slept on as this one.
Okay,
because he had the Kanye backing.
Finding Forever. I don't think that did nothing.
This is better than Finding Forever.
I don't know. Dreamer and Believer. I don't know what Dreamer and Believer did, but
yeah, I don't think Dream and Believer was slept on. Dream and Believer was definitely slept on because I don't think that sold that much either.
But that's like Saigon definitely was a slept on album. I put a lot of people actually on the Saigon. Like I used to put a lot of people on the Saigon. But all right, so run down your top 5 again.
Number
your top 5
was
most slept on sleepers.
Black Rob. And you know what? Like I said, Common's B went gold. Actually, this went gold. Actually,
yeah,
because of Whoa.
Yeah, I know that.
We had the Bad Boy Machine. Black Sheep, number 4, Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. Mm-hmm. Number 3, Pete Rock, Soul Survivor. Number 2, Corrupt, Streets is the Mother. And number 1, Saigon, Greatest Story Never Told.
Okay.
I mean, I think that album went wood.
And my 5 again.
It's a crime that went wood.
Ghostface, The Big Doe Rehab. Common B, Helter Skelter Nocturnal. Smith & Wesson The Shining. Styles P, A Gangsta and a Gentleman.
I like Ghostface, Big Doe Rehab, but I wouldn't put that in my top 5. I like Fish Scale better than that one. I think Fish Scale is the top 3.
No.
Yeah.
We could go song for song.
Yeah,
we gotta do that another.
Hard,
we gonna put Ghostface on the chopping block one day. We gonna break down.
Ghostface shouldn't be on no chopping block.
Nah, we gotta chop it up. I mean, he might not. He might win. Like chopping block necessarily doesn't mean a negative thing.
Right.
We're gonna chop up their career. It could be a good thing.
But I don't think
LL just happened to catch the axe. He caught the hatchet. I'm sorry, he caught the fork, but know what I mean. But
all right, we could
definitely go song for song. I like Fish Scale, but Fish Scale, nah. Big Doe Rehab, just the way the songs was put together too on Big Doe Rehab from the beginning to end, how it started off, the little Spanish, it was just a good album. But all right, so now that we got that out the way, the album, real quick, I'm gonna run off my top 5 slept on, underrated MCs that never get mentioned. Like, know what I mean? And some of them, their albums didn't make the cut, and I'm gonna say that because of the production, label, whatever, the albums and all that. But these are my slept on MCs. AZ, no particular order. AZ to me is very slept on.
Very.
Whenever he's on the track, whatever track he was on the track with Nas, he always went toe to toe, held his own with one of the greatest. AZ is slept on. If you listen to his lyrics, his flow, he slept on. It's just that his music.
Can we say Catalog King?
AZ? No.
Okay.
His catalog.
He has a pretty good catalog, though.
He got a decent catalog, but not a king.
Not a
king.
Crown.
Not a king. Prince, maybe. Catalog Prince. Catalog Prince, but not a king. I'm gonna say Styles P. He slept on. Actually, one of his albums did make my cut. Gangsta and a Gentleman. Very slept on MC. People don't mention Styles P. When they never mention Styles P. I never really hear them mention Styles P. Right. Black Thought. Black Thought is never mentioned.
Never.
They just recently started throwing him out there. But one thing,
it's a trend.
Hopefully, if this podcast ever gets to the ears of Black Thought, I have one request. Please, my brother, do an album that's without the roots. No disrespect to the roots. But I want to hear a Black Thought album without the live band with like Havoc beats, Knife Wonder, No ID, Static, Pete Rock, Static, Premier. I want to hear Knife Wonder. Man. I want to hear Knife Wonder without without the roots. I mean, Knife Wonder without the roots. I mean, Black Thought without the roots. I want to hear Black Thought so you can solidify your name in hip hop history in the books that you could spit with the best of them. You could put Black Thought, I swear, with any of them. Jay, Nas, whatever. Black Thought is lyrically sick. Please believe. Black Thought.
I have him. If I made a definitive list, he to me is number 1 slept on, underrated.
Yeah, Black Thought.
MC,
Yeah, he doesn't get the props he
when
deserves.
I hear my other people's shit, he spits just as good or better than them.
Yeah.
Like, it's just go ahead.
All right, so after Black Thought, I got Sean Price. Rest in peace.
Of course.
I got Sean. I got Rockness and Sean Price. Because Rockness to me, you could YouTube the freestyles he did, whatever. Right. You might not like the beats. You might not agree with some of the beats and everything. That's why I says some of these rappers in my list is just because of the production. Why they wasn't the production or the label. Why they wasn't really able to like flourish and really like solidify their name in the hip hop game. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the bars are there. The bars are there without a doubt. It's just whatever other reasons. But yeah, Rockman, Sean Price, I put them together. And then I'm gonna put this guy at the end. He's like my number 6 man off the bench. Now, I'm not gonna say he slept on, but then in the way he is Kool G Rap.
I agree with you.
Yeah. I feel when they always talk about like the greats back in the days, they always mention the Rakim, the Kane, the Slick Rick, the LL, the whatever. But G Rap is, to me, is not given the props he deserves.
He's not.
And 456 was actually about to make the cut too.
I know you're saying people you understand. I know the real hip hop heads like he's not slept on, but like no, what we're trying to say is like he is in the sense like he should be named every time you talk about top lyrics, and he's not. He really isn't. People sometimes forget. They're like, oh yeah, and Kool G Rap. No, he should be named right away.
Yeah,
right off the bat.
It shouldn't be no forgetful. Yeah, G Rap.
Yeah,
come on.
Well, that's how I feel about Redman. I think he's underrated because I don't know. He just not brought up enough.
I don't think he's underrated at all. He brought up a lot. Whenever you go on YouTube and listen to everything, they always bring up Redman.
I know it's lately people are saying him now because it's just so weird. Like all of a sudden now people are saying it's like a trending thing. It's fucking. But you're right though. People are saying it now all of a sudden. But for years I had to deal with nobody even bringing him up. You know what I mean?
But G Rap is definitely underrated, man. I was gonna say Mos Def because you don't hear about Mos Def either, and Talib is nice too. You don't really hear about Talib, but that's my list right there.
I have like pretty much the same: Sean Price, Black
Thought, okay.
AZ. You did 5.
I did 1, 2, 3. I put Rock and Sean together 4, and I put G Rap. So G Rap is kind of like 6. So Rock and Sean Price and G Rap.
Right. All right.
Fonte slept on 2 from Little Brother.
Right.
Fonte could spit. I'm telling you, Fonte could spit, but he slept on. But yeah, that's the sleepers right there. So wake your asses up. That's the sleepers, but wake up.
Listen to this shit.
Give it a listen. Hit us back. Let us know what you think. People, please stop texting me. Please stop calling me and telling me, oh, you said this or Brock said this. I disagree or I agree. Please leave a comment first. Email it, whatever, tweet us, whatever. And then you want to tell me afterwards, whatever like that. Okay, cool. But please leave a comment on YouTube. Tell us what do you feel your slept on albums are? What's your top 5 slept on albums? What's your top 5 slept on MCs? Know who slept on too? I just thought it just hit me.
Oh.
Dun, 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 dun. Simon says,
yo, Pharoah Monch goes in.
Pharoah Monch is slept on.
He goes in.
See, the reason he slept on though, because his catalog is not.
He had that one album.
He had that other album with the white cover. He had the gas mask.
That's the one I'm talking about. That shit is hard.
I actually got that.
I'm not talking about the Simon Says on that. The one you just talking about. I forgot the name of it. That was hard.
He could spit though. Pharoah Monch. Yo.
The song he did with Mos Def over the Rockwilder beat. Oh no. He went bonkers on that shit.
Yeah. He just need dudes like him, Black Thought. It's like, can we get y'all have it? Like, can we just please get some albums? Like some more albums. I'm not talking about the Roots. Pharoah Monch, I think he got 2 or 3 albums.
Yeah.
Like, come on, give us some show you, let niggas know that you could be up there with the best of them.
You know what it is though? It's like this is why they're slept on, because this is probably why they're not coming out with music, because the labels ain't pushing it. People ain't buying it. And that's probably why they're not coming out with shit, because it's like, what's the point?
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to disagree with you there, Brock. That doesn't mean nothing.
But that's how some of them feel.
They
Some of
should
them
feel
say
like
in
that
the
because Sean
interviews.
Price, nobody was selling there. No labels was
No,
whatever.
that's what some of them say. Like the business side,
keep
why they
put-
ain't dropping nothing.
How it doesn't cost money to drop it. Sean Price was doing it.
I
You
know,
think he had a big
but
bag? He was dropping albums
I know,
every time
I
you
know,
look
but I'm
around.
just saying what they say. How some of them feel.
At least jump on the status selected stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Jump on like come
See,
on like
Sean
Pharoah
Price
Monch.
is smart though. He toured like a madman, so he made his money that. You know what I mean?
Because Black Thought could do it. He could do it. You already known for the rules. You could do it.
Yeah,
Pharoah Monch, I'm pretty sure you could drop whenever you want
know,
to. Just
I know.
like, come on, man. Do it for hip hop, please. Please. Like, I'm begging y'all. Like, I want y'all.
They
so
could go the independent route.
yeah, because I know people right now listening like, nigga, Rich Wallet. What the hell he talking about Pharoah Monch and
I mean,
Black
they say
Thought?
that it's a shame.
All right. Like I said, I'll put them on the same track with y'all favorite MCs, y'all Jaded Kisses, y'all Fabulous,
Exactly.
y'all Jay-Z's,
They're eating.
y'all who else everybody loves, like the
Yo,
Nas's, whoever. Like
that's funny you said that too.
put them on the same track with these
That's
dudes.
funny you said that. Why do you think a lot of these dudes aren't on guest verses on a lot of these cats? Because they know. That's why they're jumping on tracks with these young guys, co-signing this bullshit because they know
don't
they're
wanna
gonna
get on
shine.
tracks with them, yeah.
Only real lyricists and that are fans of the culture will put a Black Thought on the track with them because they're fans of it. You know what I mean? But if you like a guy drinks your own Kool-Aid and think you the nicest, you're not. No way you're gonna put them on a song with you because you know you about to
Drake,
get
put
bodied.
Black Thought on the next song with you.
Because you know you're gonna get bodied.
Drake, put Pharoah Monch.
Yeah.
Be exposed.
Yeah, because they know they're
Niggas
gonna
will
get
get
bodied.
exposed.
Son.
Yeah, they get exposed. I think that's why a lot of people don't do a lot of songs with M.
Of
I
course.
think M, you don't want to get outshined like that.
But
Even Big Sean tried to do it on his last album. Big Sean did this song with M.
they will want M just for the sales. You know that's gonna. So
But embodied him. You won't want to get embarrassed.
yeah,
Big
sure.
Sean tried.
Oh, you know he's not new, but he's like, you know who's underrated? Terminology. Terminology spit with the best of them. He goes in, and he has a
I don't
good
know
catalog.
the best of them, but he's good. He's underrated.
he could
I ain't
spit.
gonna say he could spit with Black Thought in them, but
You think he can't spit with AZ? I think he can spit with AZ.
he can spit with AZ.
Yeah, he
can spit with AZ.
AZ.
He got a decent catalog too. He's
Yeah.
slightly Prince.
Yeah, Prince. Yeah.
Yeah, AZ catalog Prince.
Yeah, he's
Because AZ
on the
got
come
Do
up.
or Die. He got Nine Lives. He got
Lives.
Asiatic. Pieces of a Man.
Piece of a Man. Ooh, yeah.
Pretty
Piece of a
decent.
Man. That was a song. That was an album that had the song with RZA on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
Pretty-
he has a good
And
catalog.
Nine Lives, he had a couple of hot songs on there. So yeah, so that's what it is, everybody. You know, check it out for yourselves. Like I said, let us know what y'all think. We always want y'all feedback, you know.
Yes, sir.
And I guess until
Oh yeah, check it out. Not only are we on YouTube now, listen
yeah.
on iTunes podcasts,
yes, sir.
listen on Google Play. All you Android users, got you. We got you.
Podbean.
We got you. And on Podbean. So yo, check it out. YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean.
Yes,
So
yes,
it's
yes.
more avenues to get the real hip hop in your ear.
Yes, it is.
And anything else?
That's all.
That's it for the show.
Until next time, stay fit,
Yeah.
keep it hip hop. See y'all when we see y'all. Peace.